Hey guys, what's up? I wanted to show you a little survey hack I did with a friend of mine today that I thought would be really beneficial for you. So stick around and check it out.
Okay, listen to me. So here's the beginning. It needs to be really simple. Like it can't be overwhelming. Okay. And I started thinking about like what would I do like if I started over? If I was starting over and going to use a survey to run a business, what would I do? And the number one thing that I would do is I would try to figure out what industry I'm going to play in and stop like overthinking. It was really good for me to like get away if I just to like see things differently. Okay. The first thing is I would look at it as what am I doing? Like, what do I want to promote? Right. When I started my company, I didn't start my own offer. I was promoting offers. I was also funding the business by doing media arbitrage. So in that same respect, if like you were to go and do something and I was going to teach you how to do it, we got to think about it as how do you know what offer to promote, what to do? So here's the deal. We're going to use surveys. We're going to prove it out because I know it works. But instead of us trying to like come up with different things, the one thing I've been doing in my life always is emulate success. From growing up, when I used to go to the baseball field, I played center field. I would watch the center fielder. I remember going and seeing like the Mets and like Ken Griffey Jr. and I would stare at him, watching what he was doing in center field while the game was going on, to watch like what he do in between innings, how he jogged in and out, how he warmed up and threw, what he do at the plate. Like I was just watching, like I was a student of one of the best players in the world, right? And my thought process was, why not watch from the best players in the world? Model the best. I remember when I got into the world of working, I would look at things and see like when I was working, I'd look at who that person is and do I like their lifestyle? Do I like how much money they make? Do I like what they do? Do I like just their overall lifestyle? Like, and can I picture myself as like a goal of mine of me wanting to be there? Like stuff that you could be doing, right? Like you could be looking and saying like, do you like my life? Do you like where I'm at? Do you like what I'm about? If you do, then maybe you're in the right place. If you don't, and you're not happy with it and you're like, I'd rather do something different, then maybe like this is just a stepping stone for you for your next step. The way I look at it is freedom, the freedom of choice, right? My life, like my lifestyle and money, right? Were the two main factors. And I had to like what I was doing. And I like the idea of like all the opportunities and like I saw growth. I'll never forget because I came from Wall Street. Someone put me in touch with Jeff Schwartz and he's like, on the phone, he's like, Eric, I just want you to know you cannot make the kind of money you're going to make on Wall Street. On Wall Street, you can make millions and millions of dollars. At that time, even hundreds of millions of dollars, like real money if you're the best. And I'm so thick-headed that I was like, I didn't believe him. I was like, okay, whatever. I don't agree with that. I've been there. I experienced it. Like, yeah, if I was one of the top guys making 20, 50, $100 million, I wouldn't be talking to you right now, right? And granted, if you can make enough money for a bunch of years, you can put yourself in a position to be financially free forever. When I started to do that, even then, it was so interesting because when we would run offers, one of the things that we used to emulate on our sweeps offers was they would go and look at like Publishers Clearinghouse, see all the things they're doing, and then make creatives like they're making. Get like stuff in the mail, they would go and make that. They look at forms, they would like make the form look like on the outside, like an award or whatever. The way that they came up with things was they were doing it by ultimately hacking other people's offers. Fast forward, you've had a little bit of a touch in the world of like the funnel hacking world, and he calls them funnel hackers, right? And he goes on stage and he pretty much says, don't try to reinvent the wheel, find something that works and model it. He's got his frameworks of how he does things, but he also is like, go and find things and model it, right? And it's funny because for me, I've always been doing that my whole life, no matter what. I've for some reason, like I've had this insecurity, like it's like cheating for some reason, or like I don't want to like tell people that I do that or like push people to do that. Cause I'm like, is it okay or not? But it's like, yeah, of course it is. Like, that's what you should be doing. Right. And it's like this whole thing of where I'm like stepping in this, like teaching people stuff of how to teach them. One of the things is like, should I do that? And like, it's like, I want to show them what I'm doing, like how I'm doing it. Right. But like the whole concept here is that's what you actually should be doing. 6 months to a year ago, I was like, I wasn't sure if I should tell people that. But it's the same thing as funnel hacking. It's the same thing as what everybody's been doing. It's the same thing as what the major companies, you don't copy, right? You model because you know that it works, right? So when we do this for surveys to build, let's say, for example, I just forwarded you an offer, right?
Yeah.
Here's something that's really interesting that he's doing. He's using a survey. So cool. So we can do that if we want. Then I was going to go and look online and see, are there other CBD types of quizzes and surveys out there that look compelling, that even if you don't necessarily do what they're doing, it at least gives you some idea of like what people are doing in the market, what's working. And then, you know, it can give you some ideas on how you would set up yours. That's one thing that we have an option to do, right? But what I want to do is I want to be able to now go through like something like this to be able to hack and have something in front of us. Like I would call it like a CBD survey hack, right? So if I did that, I would do name of, here, do me a favor. You fill out this while I'm filling out like the sides. You got to keep in mind, right? When you're saying end form, you got to like, if this was done the way we do it and he's segmenting, he should have multiple landing pages. There shouldn't be an end form. What I would want to do is I would also want to have screenshots that I can see, so I can see like the flow of it to see what's going on, so I can like understand what we're doing. Because then what I'd want to do is I'd want to replicate this, like I'd model it out, making it like mine. Okay, so I just wanted to show you this because this is stuff that we would do. Then what we would be going, like for example, now like the action item that we would have here, right? So let's say here we're going to do an action item that we wanted to create in our system. So let's say we wanted to do all of this. Let's say we wanted to create all of this for ourselves. So some of the notes that we need to look at based on what we just identified is what? So 1 second.
You need the correct product page to every outcome.
So you would have notes here that would be like, okay, question 4, based on answer, should match product. Right now only shows topical. Should personalize and create curiosity. Should have unique lead form for each segment. So Keith, what I want you to understand and want everybody to understand is like when you go and you're hacking these, like based on my frameworks that I'm trying to teach, you're going to look and see like what's missing compared to what we would normally do. Yeah. And that's when you would then look and see, okay, this is what they're doing. Here's some of the things that we can do to make it a little bit better.
To improve it, yeah.
Right. So she should personalize and create the curiosity, right? With teasing the user, right? That they're going to explain on the other page. Should have unique lead form for each segment. And number 3 is a free ebook that we can talk about with topical or sublingual. It's got 2 different products. If someone's saying they want it sublingual, you offer it sublingual, versus if somebody wants it with cream, then you're gonna offer with cream. No brainer, right? Okay. Branding. Start page should be created with info about the product or attractive character. Okay, so here's the starter. Solution Finder quiz. All right, here's what I've identified so far based on what I just said. Okay, number 1 is there's no branding on this page whatsoever, right? So what we're going to do is we're going to create a page where, let's say that it could be the picture of Justin or the products, like all the things of like why, and like some sort of like start quiz, right? Boom, you click, right? Now you land here. Okay, it doesn't really matter what you answer here, but what is your experience with CBD? We did on the forum, but it doesn't really matter what you choose here. It looks like based on what we just did. What does matter is if you have allergies or not, it looked like, or sensitivities that he shows that topical question, right? So yes, then what is the main reason why you're considering our CBD? And it could be any of these, right? So boom. And now here he asked the question of what is your ideal form of application? Now here where he's making a mistake is when he's asked this question, if they answer sublingual, then you would show sublingual, right? If they show topical, then he should be showing a product relevant to that, to these specific answers. But he shows the same one for all 3. So I'll just show you here, topical application. Boom. Now he's saying, John, this is your lead form submit. This is the same no matter what. I don't know if he's using segments or not, but he needs to use segments, right? He should have segments set up to be able to personalize this. Here, he should have something at the very least that says, great, thank you for taking the time. Your results are in. You, based on your answers, you're XYZ, ZWJ, LLFF, you're the dolphin, blah, blah, blah. Answer, give me some information and I'll tell you on the other side what that means, right? So we're trying to create some curiosity and get the person to opt in because we want to capture their data. Right here, he's saying skip the step. And I get why he's doing it because he's like, all right, if someone went through the flow, you can get them right to the product page. Plus, if he's pixeling the answers and questions on the front end, then he can create audiences on Facebook or Google Display Network and retarget to them there without having to capture the name and emails. So that part's good. Now over here, he has this free ebook on top 5 things you must know before buying CBD plus 1 insider secret. If you enter this information, it takes you away from here, right? What we're going to do is we're going to add this in. We're either going to put it on the front. We'll mention on the front that that's what they're also going to get that in addition to the detailed report. Over here, it could be something like, failed information will give you the report. In addition to that, we're also going to give you a free ebook on the top 5 things you must know before buying CBD plus 1 insider secret, right? Boom, you answer these questions, right? So if we do that, answer that here, send me the report. Okay, great. Now this this is the same exact lander, no matter what he chooses, is what we noticed. And based on your response, we can match you with the following product. Boom, right? There's nothing here like with, thank you for taking the time to fill out this information. Thank you for answering these things. And your report is going to be in your inbox within whatever, like the promise that we made. In addition to, you're also going to receive your report and the free ebook that we promise you will be in your inbox in the next 15 to 30 minutes, right? The reason why we say that and we give it a little bit of time is so that people will hang out here and not leave to go look for that immediately, right? They know. Then you want to like talk to them, explain, have a story, like relate, empathize to them on whatever they answered previously, and then give them something, because we just answered all these questions, right? And there's no, I don't know what the promise was on the front end. I actually didn't even see that. Maybe he's calling it a solution finder, but like, why is someone taking this? Whatever that promise is where we need to do it. So we can go and create that. But so bottom line is, here it is. We click on this and his link doesn't work. Oops, doesn't found. So obviously you got to fix that, right? And that's the goal of us trying to do that. What we'd want to do also is we'd like to set up like a triggered either like SMS, text message, or email, or both, depending on what we're capturing. Right now we're only capturing email. So that's what we would do. So that's it. We're going to go and build our own. So what we'll do is we'll go and we'll build our own through Server Detective, changing all the things after we talk to him. And then we can go and test that. But like he says, he's having success with this right now. So if he's having success with this right now, and then we are now going to go and fix this to be way better, like way better, following some of the frameworks that we have. I'm hopeful that this thing should kill it, and then we could have a good business with him. All right.